because here we come. Right here we are.
Here we come.
Here we come.
Let's do a super quick mic check,
Okay.
because we have new mics.
Oh, we do have new
So
mics.
they could not be working, but let's
Oh,
check.
I hope they're working. Oh.
That sounds like
good.
sound.
Sounded. I heard it sounded. Yes. Oh, look at you. You have black. Oh, my goodness. You should see Liz's finger.
I got tortoise shell and black.
Sure
It
does.
is fall finally.
Yeah.
This felt very fall to
That
me.
does look very. It's the 1st
Finally.
of October. Happy October.
1st of October. Who's ready for that?
Well, I might be ready for October, but you know, once you pass September, it's like Christmas is tomorrow.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
goodness gracious. Oh, my goodness gracious. I don't know about that. Oh, so I'm a little stiff and sore this morning. I partied too hard last week. We did our quilt retreat and we went up. It's a beautiful place up at Lava where we go. And we went from Wednesday through Sunday.
It's a long retreat.
That was a long retreat. I had such a headache and a backache yesterday. I couldn't even come to work. I had to recuperate for a day, but I got a lot of stuff done.
That's a good thing.
We're gonna show you
That
a
is a
lot.
good thing about
Yeah.
retreats. Marianne, I see you
Good morning,
commented.
Marianne.
Are you all good from the hurricane? Please check in.
That's right.
Please check in. I'm assuming that you're commenting so that it's okay, but
I saw some footage last
I've
night.
seen some terrible footage.
Oh my gosh,
And
that
makes my
Helene
heart.
shame.
And you know what? One of my first thoughts was, I bet Wrap the World is going to be there with donations. I bet they're going to be there
I
soon.
bet they will.
So if anyone has donations, we'll check with them to double check, but I am
bet you're
positive
right.
that they will be there, because
Yep.
there's been so many states that have been hit. Tennessee, North Carolina,
Yes.
Florida, a lot of states have been hit. So,
Mhm.
and that's not a complete list, but those
No.
are the videos that I have seen. So
one of my besties, she's my bestie friend for, oh gosh, we're closing in on 50 years. Anyway, her daughter lives in Florida. Well, they live in Florida in the wintertime as
Okay.
well, but her daughter posted a few pictures and she's not even in the main area where it was hit so hard. Her front yard, there's so much stuff.
just
And
junk
she's
floating.
not even, and she's not even in the eye of any of that stuff. So,
Oh, it's been terrible.
so
Anyway, so I hope that
hope.
you are all
Mhm.
good. I've been thinking about you, and I was glad you commented, because that means you've got maybe internet and you're able to watch a little bit.
yes, we hope so.
Jump on.
Yes,
So
yes, please. Yes, please. Well,
Anyway.
what should we do first?
I don't know.
Do you
I
want to
don't-
talk about the retreat? Should we do what?
Well,
should we
I-
wait for our
I think we
prize
should
drawing?
do this at the end, but this
I
is
think
all of
so.
our people that
Oh,
commented,
look at
like, shared.
this.
I've
Look
got
at
all of
this.
them in
all
here,
The things,
and,
all the things. Let's see.
So you can see
The
that's a pretty
damage
good.
is on the coast. I am more central.
Okay,
Oh, good.
good.
I'm good. Good, Miss
Good,
Marion.
but
We're
still,
happy to see that.
I'm sad about all those
Yeah,
people,
all the
because
other
it has
people that aren't.
devastated so many people. So
Yes.
anyway, thank you for checking in.
Thank you. Oh, and so this morning, so I didn't come to work yesterday. So this morning when I came to work, on my desk, I had a package from my sweet Pam Davis. So you guys remember, a few weeks, not that many, because my sweet Pam is so quick, but a few weeks ago, we showed you this beautiful pattern, and we were talking about changing fabrics and making it look different.
Yeah, and taking a copy black and white so that you can see.
Okay.
So we have show and tell.
We sure do. We sure
I think
do.
we can hold it up
so
just right
look at this.
Look how
look at
gorgeous
this.
that is.
I know you don't see the whole border, but look at that. Look how different. Oops, come back here. Come back, pattern. Look how different the blues and the browns and the creams look than the purple and the green.
Yeah.
Isn't it gorgeous?
This is
Pam,
beautiful.
you just did a gorgeous job as usual. It's so pretty.
So we're showing you the long way here. So this is 4 blocks by 3 blocks. And so it's not a huge quilt.
No, it's just a sweet.
But
It'll work for me in my wheelchair.
Oh, it is a perfect lap quilt.
In my wheelchair. It's
I think it's even maybe a little big for a wheelchair.
Well,
You might roll over it.
Oh no, because when I'm in my wheelchair, I'm probably not going anywhere. I just go sit there. It's beautiful. Thank you so much, Miss Pam. Thank you.
Yes, so we'll have that
It's
hanging in our
gorgeous.
store soon. It's called Clover Meadow.
Clover Meadow.
And
we have kits already.
We have kits available. So if you are interested in that, I will link those. The ones that you can buy that on our website as well. So beautiful. So thank you, Miss Pam. Thank you. Good morning, Sarah. Sarah commented as well.
Good morning, Sarah. We have another show and tell.
Yes, we do.
Our sweet Christiane. So Christiane and I were talking one day and we're like, why is it that we only take hard samples home?
Not me.
Well, at Halloween time, in September, I did take a few easier ones home that I could put out pretty quickly. But for the most part, Christiane and I, we choose.
Because I take all the easy
hard
ones and all the hard ones are left.
Christiane, what is this one called? Supernova. So this is a laundry basket, and I hope we can do it justice and show enough of it that you can see. So maybe look. Oh my gosh, Christiane, it is so beautiful. Look at that.
I think they can get the overall. This is a much larger quilt.
Yes, it is. We're clear on the floor. And this is laundry baskets. This is her newest line that she calls it a Christmas line, but you know what? This does not look like a Christmas quilt to me.
Barely Christmas.
No, yep. I don't even see a print in there that I would say screams Christmas at all. It's just it's so pretty. So
that's so pretty.
Another gorgeous.
And we have kits available for this too, don't we?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Oh, look at the back on this really quick. This is beautiful back.
Isn't that pretty? Isn't that so pretty? Look. Her fabrics are so gorgeous. Oh my gosh.
They're like traditional with an edge. I don't know how to describe it. Not like edgy, but just they're like kicked up a notch from tradition.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe that any other way.
Good explanation. I like it. So 2 brand new ones that we just barely got in.
We're trying to get new samples out for Christmas and stuff, but the problem is sometimes you guys buy them so quick.
Right. It is true. This is true. Good morning.
Good morning. Diana.
So on this retreat, I took 6 store samples. 6. Because, I get bored easily.
Well, it is nice. And actually, a long time ago when I went to a retreat, one of the ladies who sat at my table brought a different project for every day. Yes. And I thought that was such a good idea.
Well, we were only there for 5.
Well, you were going to count your nights too.
Great. Oh my gosh. I didn't. So our Julie that we work with, that woman, she'd stay up until 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh no, I gotta go to bed midnight. I could make it up until about midnight a couple nights. And after that, I was like, I am so done.
And to me, it depends on what I'm doing. I can chain piece till 2 in the morning.
No.
I cannot cut after 10 o'clock at night. That's a rule I've set for myself.
Do you have too many oopses?
Yes, I have way too many oopses and my brain just cannot quite compute things. So that's my rule for myself, 10 o'clock. I have to plan accordingly.
Great rule. So so we got up there Wednesday. By the time I got all set up and, I've had a visit with my friends a little bit too, because it's what I do. I started working on, this is actually called Candy Shop. Ooh. It's an Andover line that is called Pumpkin and Licorice.
Oh.
And I'm pretty excited. I got it with strings. This one still comes with a few strings, but it's not quilted yet. I've got to pick a back out for it, but it is all pieced.
And I love these colors.
Yeah, I liked it.
So kind of an X's and O's quilt, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So this would be cute in Valentine's colors.
Christmas colors.
I think that'd be really cute in like St. Patrick's Day colors. Greens.
Greens
Wouldn't
would
that be pretty
too.
But I love this one.
I do too. I like those colors. So it's not really fall, but it kind of is.
Right.
It kind of, I mean, it can be out
this would take you through Thanksgiving for sure.
Sure.
But even end of summer, I think I love it.
So, kind of going back to what we were talking about last week, leaders and enders.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So on this quilt, this block, these X's, can you see this? So this right here, those are connecting corners. So you put a square on there, you sew it on, you cut that all off. Well, oh my gosh, when you cut that all off, look at this. You get 8 pieces, 8 triangles.
Just like that.
I can't throw those away.
8 pairs?
No. Yes.
8 pairs.
8 pairs. So here's what I decided to do. These were my leaders and enders. As I was just sitting there working on all my blocks, I took those little triangles and I just sewed them together. Ta-da. And then I will press these out.
And they're pretty tiny.
So I trimmed them up to 1.5 inches. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I love this so much. I love this little churn dashes.
So out of each one of those blocks, now I did have to cut some more fabric, but you guys, look at this.
But all your corner triangles are just your cutoffs. So it's your strip bits.
And this little kit, there's quite a bit of waste in this kit, which a lot of kits there are. And I play Jenga with my fabric.
Me too. Me too.
I'm going to get every little, I'm going to figure out my biggest piece, and then I'm going to go down from there.
Yep.
And so I ended up with quite a bit of fabric left over. There are 28 blocks, 28 X's in this quilt. So guess what? I can get 56.
Little churn dashes.
Little churn dashes.
Oh, how cute.
I know, right?
So what does this block finish at? Or what is it now?
So it will be a 3-inch block.
Okay.
So these little guys I trimmed to 1.5 inches, and then I just strip pieced. Remember, I love me some strip piecing. So I just strip pieced 1 1/8 by 6, a little over 6 inch, and then I was able to cut all my little rails for here and a little 1.5 inch square for the center.
So cute.
I know.
So a couple of things that I'm thinking with this, you could make an entire different project. Or you could piece a little something on the back for your label.
Or a label.
Or your scrappy back.
Yes.
Or you could make a little pillow to go with it. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do if you're thinking about your scraps as you're getting them, right?
So I sat next to our friend Susan up there, and Susan was making this amazing, we're going to have to do this. It's their hexies. And they are not sewn by hand. Ooh. The whole thing is sewn on the machine.
Okay, I want to see it.
Oh my gosh, it was so fascinating. But Susan had made a store sample for us. And we did a class together years and years and years ago. And so she had all of these bigger pieces. So she cut those all up into some bigger hexies. And then she had made this cute little gnome runner for us, or quilt for us last year. She's making a little gnome sewing machine thing. So with the hexies again, you know, the little one that sits down in front, and it's got the little pockets in the front of it that sits on your machine. She's making one of those out of her hexies, and they're all leftover scraps that she had. Scraps. So that's why I can't throw my scraps away.
Well, another thing I've done with something like this, when I've finished a quilt and I've got maybe this over, maybe I am kind of done with this fabric, or maybe I want to do something else. I've given it to my mom, and she's been able to make something, or vice versa. You know, we'll switch back and forth. So share something like this, because sometimes it just depends on the way the pattern's written. A lot of times we do go through our kits and try and make sure that we're not giving you a ton of extra fabric, because I don't know if this is a newsflash to anybody, but if you get fabric in a kit, we charge you for it.
We do. So you've already paid for this, so you might as well make another quilt.
This. Right. So if we don't have to give you a ton of extra fabric, we try and not do that.
We do, but sometimes the way the patterns are written, it's like, okay, they tell you to cut, say, a 10-inch and a 12-inch, whatever sizes they're having you cut. Well, if we don't go in and change all of that, and you start cutting those pieces, and we've actually given you more of what we've used, you're going to be short.
Yeah. So we have to account for things like that. We try. Sometimes you end up with a large amount, and not always, but.
And this isn't a ton of extras. Like, there are pieces that are all folded up in there, but I have some good extra fabric in there that I can make a sweet little churn dash quilt.
So think about it as you're doing your quilts. How can you repurpose, reuse, make these little guys? Right. Another thing, and we've talked about this a couple of times, but another thing would be cute to do is if you made even just one churn backstash block or one, I don't know, something out of every project you made in a year. And then made a quilt at the end of the year with one of each. It would be a little wonky probably, but wouldn't it be fun?
It could maybe be.
It would be just a memory thing for you.
That's what I was going to say. It would be a great. Oh, I remember when I made that quilt, and that block is from that quilt, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be perfect to throw over a chair in your sewing room, or I don't know. Anyway, just something that would be cute. Or you could separate them. You know, these are my dark and dirties. These are my lights and brights, and make something that way.
These are my Christmas. These,
but just to kind of make a memory quilt of the year. You know those people who crochet like the temperature quilts? They're the temperature blankets. It'd be kind of the same thing. Just what you did.
Just what you did.
So,
okay. So I have been working on this quilt for a bit. We have one block at the store. I love me some. Yep, go this way. I love me some French General, right? But I'm going to show you something. See all of these that are, oh, wait, I'm backwards. All of these setting triangles here and the corners, you make a whole block for those things, and then you cut them apart and you waste almost half on the triangles and almost 3/4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you make 8 blocks, cut them in half, and just discard the other half.
And it's not even totally in half, so you can't use the other half. You got to have that seam allowance on there.
Oh, that's true. And then your corners.
And then your corners, it's almost 3/4 of the block that you're making.
Right.
No, stop it. So, as I said, I was sitting by Susan, and she's very brilliant. And so we're sitting there, and we put our brains together. Well, mostly I used her brain. And we figured out how not to make a whole block. So if you look at this, I've got my 1/4 inch seam allowance all along this bottom. I didn't have to make most of that block that was down here.
Right.
In your corners, we figured out how big a piece you would need to do and not have to do all the other 3 sides of that. And the same thing with these little ones that are around here. So these little guys that are here, they're up in here as whole ones, and they're down in here. I don't want to do all of that sewing and then cut them. And then what are you going to do with that?
Right.
Because you can't make another quilt with them because you don't have your seam allowance.
Right.
So then you chop off your points and it looks terrible. So I was so proud of us. So much less sewing that I'm going to have to do on it. I know, right? Because it's a lot of sewing. So we did that. And then the other thing that I worked on.
Well, let's talk really quick.
Oh, okay. Talk.
So that's another purpose. We've talked about this before. Reading your pattern ahead of time, paying attention, making sure it's the way that you want to do it. And if you need to make adjustments like this, that would be a perfect thing to sign up for our Quilters Kindergarten.
Yeah.
Come one time.
Susan, brilliant
Susan will help you do it. Find a friend. Sometimes quilt math is really difficult for me. So I get a friend who can help me adjust it, or I have a friend who looks. But read your pattern ahead of time so that when you see something like that and you're like, oh, I'm not going to do it.
I am not making 25 blocks and chopping 12 of them up.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely.
Because each block has a million pieces in it.
Yeah, yeah. It's beautiful, though.
It is. It's going to be so gorgeous.
It's beautiful.
I love French General stuff. And now
Look at
I can
that pink
make,
in there. I'm impressed. Good job. Good
well,
for
it's
you.
rose. It's light red. It's not pink.
For those of you who don't know, Fran does not love pink.
Pink's for sissies. I like
My
pink.
dad does not like pink either.
I don't like purple either.
He does not like pink.
No.
You don't like purple either?
No. So here's another fun one that we're going to do. And you know, when I was making these blocks, I thought this would be maybe a fun club because I believe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's only 49.
49, that's true.
I thought it was 52. It was only 49. But then you have, okay, let me show you what we're talking about. Look at this. Block Bonanza. But do you read it? Oh, you're too young. You probably never watched Bonanza, did you?
See reruns.
Hoss? Michael Landon?
Yes.
So, okay, I'm off subject here. Okay, so this pattern was actually to be used, it was written to use some of Joe Morton's fabrics. However, I am such a huge fan of Betsy Chutchin.
Oh,
my gosh. I hope I didn't mutilate her name. But I love her fabrics. And so Christiane and I went through all of these patterns and we re-chose fabrics to put in. Now, one that I made, I don't like. I'm going to show this one though, because I want to show you why I don't like it. See that? There's not enough contrast.
It's a really cute block, but you can't tell because your fabrics aren't contrasting.
There's very, very little contrast in that. So I'm going to redo that. Probably use red where the yellow is.
So the way this is written, do you just pick whatever fabrics you want to make each block kind of thing?
Yes. So Christiane and I went through the whole thing and looked at a couple of lines that we had from Betsy and said, oh, this one would look beautiful in that block. So we've actually gone through and we've picked out all of the fabrics. And as I was making them up at the retreat, I thought, you know what, this could maybe be a fun club. I'm thinking about it because I thought we could maybe meet once a month and work on 4 blocks.
Yeah.
Or anyway, so it's still in. Yeah. It's still in the
planning
process,
and mulling over phases.
But it was so fun to make these little guys because.
But what a good scrap buster this could be too.
Absolutely. You could use your scraps on this one. Just make it super scrappy would be gorgeous. So anyway, hey, I'm farther along than I thought because I thought I had 52 blocks. I am working on number 10.
We gave you 3 blocks today.
Right. Look at that. I'm liking that. But then I do have to make all of these little blocks that go in between too.
That's true.
I know. So there's
it's
still
really
more.
Pretty.
There's still more. But I kept my eyes on my own paper. I had so much fun. We laughed and we giggled. It's such an amazing
isn't retreats amazing?
It really is. Even though I came home and thought I'm too old to retreat anymore. Such amazing, amazing
So that
friends.
was 5 days?
Mm-hmm.
So the good news is our retreat that we're having in October is only 3 days.
Right. That will be better for me. and I get to go home and sleep in my own bed at night.
Yeah, that makes a difference. But some people like to go in a hotel. And I talked to a lady last week who's coming to our retreat, and they're staying in a hotel.
Good for
so I think they're going to have fun.
Good.
So
it will be way fun. We're excited. I got to get on a couple of things for that. Though,
we do. I think we need to organize that a little bit. But we do have a few more days that you can sign up for the you can sign up for the retreat if we have space till the end. We're down to the last few spots.
We are.
So don't wait if you want to do that. But we are having our class cut off on the 5th. So everybody who can sign up for classes by the 5th.
Would be nice. Because then that way the teachers have enough time to plan and prepare it. So, yeah. So yeah. I mean, I know I was on a retreat and people said, when are you going to bring something of your very own to work on? I said, probably never. But, I mean, these are my own. When we're done with them here at the store, they are my own. It's just I have some other things that are just mine that we're not doing here at the store. But maybe someday. Maybe not. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, we had a wonderful time. It was really fun.
Good.
It was
I'm
really
glad.
fun. Very fun. The weather stayed nice for us.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, it was
hot
up there. It was, but it was.
Yeah, this weekend was hot.
It was hot.
But I got to sew on Saturday. I didn't even get dressed till like 4 p.m. on Saturday.
Why bother?
It was lovely. Well, because Kate had homecoming. My daughter went to homecoming, and so I helped her get ready, and her date came to the door.
And you don't want her date
pictures.
to come in jammy.
Yeah.
Not
so we
yet.
took some pictures. She looked beautiful.
I want to see pictures.
Yes, we'll have to show.
Yes,
so
please. Yes, please.
But there was one. Second Saturday is coming up in October, which is now this month.
I started my boards. I mean, I have my October blocks done. I started my boards this morning.
Good for you.
It's going to be so fun.
So sign up before the 12th if you'd like to come to those first demos. And if not, you could actually really sign up for the same price until into November. So think about that. And I was talking to someone who was a little bit on the fence about it. And we will display our blocks in the store like we did last year. And so
I think
take a peek at that.
Very helpful, especially for people who signed up later, because years before we've had them up for that month and then
we take them down.
Yeah. And so I've had to bring them back in for people to see them later on. But last year, I think that was really good.
I think it was very helpful.
Displayed up there for everybody to see.
It worked really good. So, okay, we need to do this drawing. Remind everyone what the prize was?
Was it a $20?
It was a $20 gift certificate to the store.
My eyeball.
Oh, my daughter got her pictures back, the ones that the professional photographer took for their dance. And there's one picture, and it's just the boys, and they're all standing there, but Kate's date is going, and Kate says, he's spitting out a bug.
Oh, buddy, we're sorry a bug flew in your mouth. That's
the
gross.
photographer just got it.
That's gross. Oh,
so
bugs.
we have a very nice group of people here. So just a reminder, this was everyone who liked, commented, and shared, both on Facebook and on YouTube. So Miss Fran will pick the winner.
Da, 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 da. I think I have one.
You have it. You do have one.
I think oh, well, let's see. Are you Kelly? Oh, my Kelly. Hello, Kelly. This is our Kelly that comes to Second Saturday
and
with
she was the one who stopped us in Logan and found Evie and I in the store.
Congratulations.
So, Kelly, we will call you and tell you that you won. So, if you're not watching, but congratulations to Kelly. Thank you to everybody who commented and liked. We really appreciate you. That does help us, and it helps more people see our videos and learn. So we need to be done because the store's open.
It's true. We've been blabbering because I had to tell you all about my amazing retreat.
Well, we started a few minutes late. It just took us a minute this morning, but that's okay.
It did, because I'm old and I could hardly move this morning, so it took me a minute to get here.
And Jordan says she's working on her Mr. Pumpkinhead.
Oh,
Jordy. And it's turning out cute. I'm sure that it is.
We get to see that one too when you're done, Miss Jordy.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for joining, everyone. Remember the 5-10 rule. Yep, absolutely, more than ever in the next little while. Yeah. So everybody have a great week. We hope you're able to do a little bit of sewing and enjoy. If you haven't been up to see the fall colors, oh my gosh, you guys, I almost ran off the road a couple of times going up to my retreat in Idaho. Oh, the colors are spectacular. So,
and I heard last weekend and this weekend are the peak time.
So
get out this week if you haven't.
If you haven't been yet, get out there and take a look at them. So thank you all for joining us until we see you again next week.
Thanks. Bye-bye, everyone.